Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lainey, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to play LCS Main Game Beta. So this game is available to play for everyone, but because it's a beta, obviously it's not finished, and a lot of things in this tutorial might be changed as the game gets updated. I will try to include everything that's important and basically everything that you need to know in order to play this game. But if I do miss something that you're unsure about, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer everyone's questions. So let's actually get started with the tutorial. So first of all, if you just joined in and you're finding it quite laggy, all you can do is go to this tab on the left and open it up. And then you'll have a bunch of buttons, but the one you're looking for is shadows, and it will say shadows on, and you're going to go ahead and press it, and that will turn off your shadows. So like you can see, I just turned them off, and it does obviously take away the shadows, so it looks a little bit worse, but it should stop any lag that you're having if you're actually having lag. And then if you're still having lag issues, what you can do is go on to the Roblox logo settings things, and then go onto your settings and go down onto graphics mode, and for you it will probably be automatic, but what you're going to want to do is press this arrow to change it to manual, and then go to graphics quality and turn it all the way down. So I'm now going to move on to how you can get points and how you can actually see how many points you have. So the currency in this game is points, basically. That's how you buy horses, that's how you buy tack. And to actually see how many points you have, you can press tab on your keyboard if you're on PC. But if you're on mobile, you can go to these three dots at the top and press leaderboard. And like you can see, it shows my username. And then if you're in a public server, it will have a bunch of other people on it probably. But if you go ahead and see you, then it should show your points below the points section. To actually get points, you can log in every day to get 100 points, but they also just come through gameplay. The longer you play, the more points you get. So if I played for 5 minutes, it will get me a bunch of points. So if you just stay on the game, it will automatically give you points for playing, and then you can use these points to buy horses. Now, to actually buy the horses, you're going to go to the left tab, the tab on the left, and the same one that you can find the shadow settings on, and you're going to go ahead and press on it. Then you're going to go to horse adoption, and you will have a bunch of categories at the top, and like you can see, you can press on all of them and it will show you the types of breeds that they have for each of them. And the ones that you can get is the American Quarter Horse, the Dutch Warm Blood, the Thoroughbreds, and the American Paint Horse, the Arabian, and the what's it called, Fjord, are not actually purchasable, so if you click on them you'll just get stuck on the setting. It won't actually let you buy them. If you do try it and get stuck, what you can do is just reset, and without leaving you'll be able to fix that. But like you can see, if you go on one of the breeds, it is not loading the actual pictures of the horses for me right now, but oh, there we go. So there's a bunch of pictures now that actually show you what the horses look like. And if you go ahead and press on one of them, so let's say I wanted this one, I'm going to go and press on it. It will give you a quick description of the horse, and at the bottom it will say how many points you can actually buy it for. And if you press on the text, it will skip from one horse to the other. So the liver, the black Dutch, Dapple Black Dutch, Carmelo, all that. And it will, and if you press like come out of it, you also will be able to choose another one. And then if you wanted to buy this one, you press confirm, and then if you already have it, it would say you already have this horse, but if you're buying it for the first time, it will go into your inventory. So let me actually exit off of this. And to actually spawn in your horses, you will need to go to this barn over here. It is in the middle, basically where you spawn. And then, like you can see, there's a bunch of stalls, there's tack rooms, washing up area, and you're gonna want to press on one of these metal like labels, I guess. So if you wanted like the first stall, you'd go to it and just press on it. If it already has someone's username on it, then you won't be able to claim it, but if it doesn't, you're just gonna go and press on it and it will show your username, and then you'll be able to open the store door. And to actually now choose a horse and spawn it in, you're gonna go to the left bottom corner and press this little like barn icon thingy. It will pop up with all of the horses that you own, and they all will have like the same icon thingy, because I'm pretty sure they haven't like actually set up the correct pictures yet. But the names do actually say the correct horse. So if I just like wanted the first one, I'd look at the name and then I'd just click on it. That will spawn in my horse, and then it will tell me to pick a name. And if you leave this blank and just press enter, it won't give your horse a name at all, so it will show up no name at the top of the horse's head. But if I just want to name this horse like, I don't know, Cream, I'd press that, and then the name shows up at the top of the horse's head, like you can see. So that's basically how you spawn in your horse. So now I'm going to move on to tag and styling. So if you go into the barn, you can actually tack up and style your horse's mane and all that. You can also wash your horse, and I feel like a lot of people don't know about this when you first start playing, so I'm going to explain everything. So if you go to the first room over here, there will be a bunch of stuff. There will be these lockers, and if you press to open the lockers, it will show up a bunch of tack. So if you haven't purchased any tack, nothing will show up in this section. I will show you guys how to actually buy these, but first I'm going to go through these options. So the leather color obviously is the color of all the tack that you put on that has leather, and the normal saddle pad is like obviously your saddle pad color, and the normal extra will be like your boots, halter, all those kind of colors, and then also a bit type. The bit types, you actually do need a bit if you want your reins to show up. So yeah, that's why I always choose a bit. And if you, like, for example, have an English saddle pad, a bunch of options will come up when you press on it, and if I wanted like half, I'd press on half, and then it will give me a half English saddle pad. So the annoying thing is that you can't actually see your horse when doing this unless you walk up to your horse. For me, this is kind of annoying, so I don't really like this feature. Maybe they'll change it, I don't know, but yeah, you can't actually see your horse when doing this. But if I go ahead and exit out of this, I will show you guys how to actually get tack. So if you go back to this tab over here and open it up, and then go onto tack shop, which is the second one on the list here, go ahead and press on that. So I'm not sure why it says you already have this horse in the middle of my screen. I think that's a bug, but you will have a bunch of categories like in the horses section at the top here, so like saddles, bridles, legs, accessories, saddle pads, all that. And this works pretty much in the same way, so you just go ahead and press on that. So if I wanted a bridle, and I actually don't have the Mexican bridle, so I'm going to press on that and it will say the price at the bottom. And if you want to buy this, you will press on confirm, and then you will get that in your Tack inventory. So now I'll cover styling, which I feel like some people don't actually know about this, but this is also in the same tack room. There's this like little box, and if you press E on that, it will come up with a bunch of options. So if you don't know horse terminology, this might be quite confusing, but I will try to explain everything. So first of all, it will put you on the main section, and it will say main and forelock. So the main styles is like this part of the hair, so the one that's kind of like on the neck. So yeah, it's that part. So if you go ahead and like say I want a roached mane, I will press on that and then it will show up, and obviously I have all these options that you can pick and see what that looks like. And then the forelock is the part of the hair that's like on the horse's head, so that part. And if you click on tailbow or main bow or both, you will get a bow on the tail or on the mane. If you want to color this, you'll have to go back to the tack section and choose an extra color, I'm pretty sure. And then if you choose a color, that will dye like the bows as well. So yeah, and if you want to take them off, you will just go and press on them again, and that will just take that off. And then up next we have wash, which if you press on this, you will get a hose, and basically this is used when like this dirt shows up on your horse's back. This just shows up when you like ride for a bit, and then eventually it will like pop up. But if I press wash, if my horse was dirty right now, that would disappear. So that is really useful if your horse goes like dirty and you want to clean it up, obviously. And then we have markings, and I'm gonna just quickly go through them because they don't actually work. So like you can see, we've got a bunch of like markings and hoof markings, which will probably be like working in the future, but for now they don't work on at least most of the horses. I do remember them working, but I'm pretty sure that was when there was only 2 horses in the game, and they might have removed it now. For the face marking, if you press on these arrows, there should be a bunch of face markings, but this only works on specific horses for me. It doesn't work on like all of the horses, which is a shame, honestly. But again, this game is in beta, it's not finished, so that's not really that big of a problem. So yeah, you can choose the face markings, and then if I close that, I'm gonna, oh yeah, and you can also tie your horse up here. Obviously if you want to kind of do a role play and then wash that up like that. So now for the actual controls, I feel like this is probably one of the most difficult things in the game because the controls are quite different from other horse games. But basically, to get on your horse, you just press E to ride, and then to move around, you actually press W to speed up, and then S to slow down. You can also use your arrows in the same way, but I feel like it's a lot easier if you use WASD. So yeah, to speed up, you press W, and like you see, I'm into a walk. And then pressing A and D, you can move left and right. So A is left, D is right. And if you want to jump, I'm just going to demonstrate here. So you're going to need to be in a trot or higher. Oh, I just missed that completely. But you're going to press space, and boom, like you can see, just jumped. And you can jump without a jump, but you need to be in a trot at least. And yeah, so The jumping, you can also obviously do it in a canter. The jumping is kind of difficult because you have to aim properly, but if you get used to the controls, it becomes a lot easier. And yeah, that's pretty much all for the like actually moving around. I also do just want to mention that the horses do sometimes buck and kick and all that, and I think that different horses actually do it less often than others, but none of them do it in like a super annoying way when it happens all the time. So I wouldn't really be worried about that. And also on the right you have a bunch of buttons that says like collect and release. The collect and release does work, but the swap, lead, and the other ones don't work. Skid, stop, and spin are the western moves that do also work. So if I wanted to use skid, stop, I'd have to go in like a bigger, like a faster pace. So let me just like try and go a little faster. Oh my gosh. Right, let's go. So if I press it, it does like an animation and it stops straight away. So if you're like in a gallop or a canter and you want to straight away stop, that's a really good button to use. And then spin is just like a western movement, I'm pretty sure. And it's, well, your horse just spins, pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, that's how that works. Before it was only available on like western saddles and bridles, but now you can do it with even like English tack. So yeah, I've already made this tutorial like really detailed, and I feel like people are going to get bored like in 2 minutes of it, but I did want to just like cover everything. But basically I'm just going to quickly go through like the small little details. So you can buy points in the point shop, and then there's also a bunch of inventory items that you can use. Not all of them work, but the pitchfork is for removing the poo from your stall, and then you can also, in the second tack room, the one on the left in the barn, you can get bedding to replace the bedding for your stall. And also using the like horse icon on the left corner, you can make yourself invisible so it looks like you're in wild mode. And also the lock like icon on the left bottom part of my screen is makes it so that no one can actually ride my horse, including you. So if you do want to ride your horse after pressing it, you will have to unpress it, like press it again basically, and then it will let you ride your horse again. And also when you jump and you knock down a bunch of poles, like after doing that for a couple of times, your horse might get injured, and I haven't actually found a way to cure it because the medical supplies don't work, or at least they don't work for me at the moment. But you'll notice that your horse is injured when it only wants to walk, and their ears will be kind of like pinned back. So that sometimes happens, and I think you'll just need to respawn your horse. And yeah, that's basically it for all of the like extra things. Again, if you have any questions, make sure to let me know in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!